عندي العديس طريقة Mami, mami,
Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr.
All right, good evening,
Good
Miss
evening.
Lauti.
Yeah, good evening.
Welcome everyone again. Okay, I'm just attempting to drop the YouTube link on the chat so that I can know that that's done already. So welcome everyone again. Tonight we're going to be fast. We're going to start up immediately. We're not going to wait because thank God it's recorded on the YouTube, so we don't have to like wait till everyone is on the call before we get started. So everyone can watch a recap. So I'm just going to start recording so that I can also send the link to the group. Okay, I trust we had a great week. I think the week is kind of ending because tomorrow is public holiday. So I think we had a great week, and I think Muslim brothers, we are kind of, I think we're having a celebration. I don't know what exactly is the
Yeah.
celebration.
Maulud Nabi.
Sorry?
The birth. Maulud Nabi, the birth of the prophet.
Okay. That's what I heard. That's why we are going on holiday. So thank you for the holiday. It was much needed this time. All right, so we're just going to get started. Firstly, I believe we've been having classes, we've been going through the materials. I can see a lot of engagement over there. So, firstly, I just want to ask the last 2 days, because we already met on Tuesday. So, Wednesday, Thursday, how was the learning? What did we learn? Please let's share.
Actually, I've not been able to gather myself because I've been engaged in so many online trainings. So I've been trying to see. I have gone through the one AI, and I'm not yet sure. So I was even trying to get data so that I can finish, but I unfortunately MTN really disappointed me this evening.
Yeah,
Just wasted money. But I just have to be here. That's why I had to get a little data so that I can be here, so that I can understand better and know what I have to do in the subsequent days.
okay. All right, so I think that's still impressive, seeing that we're putting the efforts to make sure that um we get this done. So I was going to share that tomorrow it's holiday. I decided to even put all the bulk of my work this week so that within the week, that's yesterday, today, so that tomorrow I know that I'm all out for rest. And so you can use tomorrow to go through the materials as
Yeah,
tomorrow and the weekend. So weekend is
yeah.
also going to be another chance
Opportunity
to
for
go
me to
through
go
it.
through. Yes, yes.
Yes. So let me hear from any other person that have gone through it. Anyone else who have gone through the material? Mrs. Olukemi. I think that's Mrs. Adibola. Miss Praise. I mean Nene Opoho. Well, I've been seeing comments. I believe they are doing so. Please let one more person just share something before we get started fully. Share something from your engagement with the material, one AI tool you've tried. Um,
Well,
okay, ma, I think you're live.
Good evening.
Good
Good
evening, ma.
evening.
Good evening, ma.
I'm Olukemi Akitoya, though it's my maiden name. So I've been able to go through the Perplexity and the Chat GPT. And I like one of the features that was there
Okay, which one is that?
concerning the plan. It has a features that give a clear and simple overview suitable for student learning. Both
Wow,
Chat GPT and Perplexity.
complexity. All right, that's good. That means you're able to ask the questions and you're able to get. Wait, what I sent 12 minutes. Um, 12 minutes. You sent your chat to ChatGPT with Perplexity. I said, were you the one that sent your chats with Perplexity?
That sent
Your chats with Perplexity.
Yes, I'm the one.
Okay, I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. All right, well done, ma. All right, so that's very good. It's very good to know that you're able to get something off of it. All right. So that's interesting. So who can tell us the topic that we did yesterday? Who can just say the topic we did yesterday?
AI in education, right?
I think AI for AI teaching methods, something like that.
AI and teaching method. Yes, that's correct. And today, what was today's zone?
I've not gone through today's zone yet, so
Anybody gone through today's zone? I think it's probably Mrs. Mary Ariola. I think I always see your work also. Have you gone through today's one?
I haven't though. I've been busy, sir. But I will go through it during the night, in the midnight.
Okay. Very nice. So I'm trying to send. Let me drop this in the chat. Maybe you help me send it to the group. I can access the group. Okay, I already dropped it. Have anyone picked it in the chat? The YouTube link, so that those that are unable to join on the call can join through the link. I've dropped it in the chat again. Miss Praise or Mr. Please just help share it. Am I sending it to everybody or to one person? Okay, I think I'm sending. Okay, so someone has given us what we did today. AI in that's Mrs. Adebola, yes. So AI in how to use quiz. Okay, let me just ask that off the grid. Did you use the quiz? Were you able to use the quiz app? Okay, so I don't know if you're able to do it. I didn't get your voice, but did anybody try the quiz app? Okay, a couple of us have not gone through it today. All right, so my goal was at exactly 8:15, I will take us in. I don't know if you can see my slide. I think I was sharing my slide already.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so
we can.
Yes.
So I'll just talk over one of these slides. So I thought it just a few minutes before this class that okay, I want to take us through ChatGPT, but I also need to tell us how to ask question or how to query the chat box anytime we want to get a response. So we need when you are communicating with AI, we call it prompting. I mean, call it the word prompting. That is, you are prompting the AI model with a question or a question, a query, an inquiry. You want to send it a task. Whenever you are sending a message to a model, so we don't need to go deep into what a model means, but a model is like ChatGPT. So just take it as that ChatGPT is a model. What do we call the other thing? Gemini is a model. Meta is a model. Just any Perplexity is a model. Now, many of these models were designed for different purposes, right? So ChatGPT was designed for to have that kind of chat box experience where you ask question, you respond, and just have access to all the information. But many other people, like I think I did a course one time on fine tuning. So you pick ChatGPT's model. That is, we call that open AI, BT something. You pick their model. Meta towards their own. They call it Llama, and you can refine it to a specific task you want to do. So some people have picked ChatGPT model, GPT-4, GPT-5, and they use it to create image generating websites. So you go to other websites and they tell you this website is powered by ChatGPT. And ChatGPT now have created a strong model that they're selling to most other applications you see out there. And basically that's why ChatGPT is one of the biggest in the industry. They are the one providing many of the other tools out there, their model. Gemini is the one probably at the same level with them and all of that. So my point is, when you are interacting with any model, we call that prompting. And kind of a rule around it that at the advent of AI was people saying, okay, prompt engineering is the next big thing. Go and start
When
learning
are you
prompt
not
engineering.
charging?
Um, it's not necessarily the next big thing, but it's a role that everyone has to have. Everyone has to understand um how to prompt a model. All right, so Raiki, I kind of made you the code, so in case any mic starts going off grid, just help us regulate it.
Okay, sir.
All right, so let's go on. Now, what does it mean to prompt? We've already said it means to ask the model. So I'm just going to jump straight to what I wanted to pick from this, and that is the elements of prompting. So you want to prompt a model. There is a way to ask ChatGPT question. There's a way to ask any AI question. The first thing is, okay, let me just go straight to the point. The first thing is persona. You want to give it a role like you want to say something like, you are a class teacher. So in our context now, you're a class teacher. That is a role. You are a public speaker. That is a role. You are an engineer. So you are telling the ChatGPT to take a role, or you can give it or give yourself a role. So tell ChatGPT who you are so that it understands what role it's going to play in that task. I don't even understand that. So it's more like you are giving it a role. Then after that, you can now state your tax. Now, to state a clear tax or good tax, you need clarity. Clearly state your desired action. You can, like, okay, the word there is write, summarize, generate. So what you want it to do, clearly state it, right? So that's the next most important thing. The third thing there is context. That is, provide a background info for deep understanding. So let me take it from the beginning again. You are a class teacher in a class of 20 pupils or in an inclusive classroom. That is a background. Create a lesson plan to introduce so more background you can give it to for more clarity. You are a class teacher in an inclusive classroom of 15 kids in year 5. So the more you break it down, the more it understands what it wants to do. If you say you are a class teacher, we say create a curriculum to teach math. It might be vague, or it might be so wide of a scope. Create a curriculum to teach math in a classroom, in a year 5 classroom. Well, that might be clear enough, but you might still want to give it more specificity based on what you are trying to achieve with it. So that's one thing that you can do that. Then last thing is the format or constraints. So when you say create a curriculum, you can now tell it how you want it to be delivered. Or you say create a lesson plan, you can tell it how you want to be delivered. So format is like create a lesson plan to teach math in a year 2 class, right? This class should last 40 minutes. Clarity, very important. This class should last 40 minutes. Add activity, add this, add that. You might have very context just to add this, add that. Tell it everything you wanted to add to that task and how you want it to be delivered. So I mentioned it to a few people today. I said you want to make it. When I create curriculum, most times I make it deliver it in a tabular form because personally I enjoy reading tables. Like when I see tables, it's easier to just navigate through it. Okay, this means this is for this, straight to the point. But when I see it in so many texts, it just looks like it's a very long read for me. So, but at some point, I submitted a table, and somebody was like, "Oh, we don't need table. Put it in a long read." So I had to go back to my ChatGPT and say, "Deliver this thing as." So and now the more you continue to converse with your ChatGPT or your AI model, the more it begins to know you. So I had someone one time say something like, I asked my ChatGPT a question, and he gave me the full details about myself. I said it's either you have put maybe your, you might have even put just a flyer that contain maybe your information. It has stored it in his memory. So when you are interacting with ChatGPT or any AI model, the more you interact with it, the more it gets to like know you better, the more it gets to like understand you as a person, right? And it has a memory for you packagely. And now that's another thing again. Have we talked about ethics of using these things? It's best not to expose company private information there, and even your personal information, right? We have to be careful with that. Um, it's best not to do that. So you're working in the company, you need to know the ethics of the company or the rules of the company as regard their personal information, right? Names of students, you shouldn't be putting it on ChatGPT. Clear description of some things, you shouldn't put them on ChatGPT. One way or the other, it might get there, but just let's be careful around those information, because yes, if they say it's safe now, yes, they say it's safe to do some things, there's privacy, we just don't know what can happen anytime. So just for safety, it's best not to put private information on these AI models. People do a lot of things. Like personally, my ChatGPT knows me a lot in the sense that it knows all the career discussion I used to have with it. I think that's the best to know about me, career, right? So if I go there now and say, ChatGPT, tell me about myself, it will give me details. And maybe I'll do an experiment. It will give you details about me, then that you do this, you do that, you do that, you do that. Because so based on the kind of thing I've done with it, right? So keeping your information is very important when it comes to into models. Okay, so I think that's all we need from this slide. I'm going to stop sharing the slide now. Do you understand so far the conversation?
Yes. Thank you.
All right, ma'am, you're welcome. Then let's go to okay, I've already opened some things here. Let me just start sharing, then I'll just navigate back. So let me start from ChatGPT. So I said we are going to like um do a ChatGPT kind of conversation here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, clearly.
Yes, yes.
All right. This stuff coming out from. Okay. All right. So let's try one of the activity that we did today. Okay, I can't navigate down to the activity right now. 'Cause one time I'm on a call like this, it looks like my old device starts messing around. But let me see if I can just bring one off of my chat here. So someone give us a topic we should query about. No fraction today. Any? As we move on. So I'm just going to
Divide.
say, sorry?
Digital divide.
Digital device. Okay. Digital device. That sounds very broad. So I'll probably
Okay.
I'll bring it down a little. So digital privacy. Let
Okay,
me
okay,
know
okay.
digital privacy. So I'll just say create a 40 minutes lesson plan on digital privacy for this class including objective, introduction, and interactive activity, and 3 assessments. So I'm just going to take off this prompt. I don't want to start typing that and just put it in directly. So one thing I didn't mention, which I will mention now, is um, what is the best way to understand how to even prompt than for asking the AI itself? So you can actually ask AI, have a conversation with AI. I want to create a curriculum for my class, this and this, give it some details, give me the prompt to get this curriculum. And ChatGPT will generate a prompt that will help you achieve what you want to do. So when you create the prompt, you just copy the prompt and paste it. So this is a prompt generated from, it does a short, concise prompt. So he said, for on what? We said digital privacy. For what class? Let me make it a very young class so that we just see what kind of activity to give us. So I'll say grade 1. From grade 1 now, we have to be teaching this topic of digital privacy. Include learning objective, introduction, and interactive activity, and 3 questions. Now, in this situation now, we did not give it a persona, right? But we gave it a task, we gave it background, and we gave it constraint. So we didn't tell it who it is, right? We didn't try to give it a persona. But it's kind of clear enough that you're the class teacher of a grade 1 class. Okay, so let's run that and let's see what we have. All right, so it's giving us a lesson plan on digital privacy, and the topic is keeping safe online, introduction to digital privacy. The first thing it was able to bring us, based on what we said learning objective. So it gave us learning objective, understand personal information should not be shared and all of that, identify the examples of personal information, and you understand that you have to tell them what personal information is. With this right now, you already have a 40 minutes class ready to go. But I'm not going to stop here today. I think I did something like this in the last call. But we're going to take this content now and go and create a slide off of it. So I'm going to show us 2 ways to create slide today. We already did so what's the presentation AI? I think somebody sent me a presentation AI link. I'm not sure. Presentation AI. And okay, yes, I did. Sorry, did. Then we have Gamma app. Those were the 2 apps that were given to us today. All right. So the activity, interactive activity, share, don't haves, and all of that. So I don't think I should go through all of that. Then the assessment, because we asked for 3, it gave us exactly 3. Now, if I had not had all those constraints and all those what would I say? How we should deliver the result, it would have given me something excellent too, but maybe not exactly as I wanted it to do, right? So when you want to achieve, when you're trying to achieve something, you can, now let's say you don't know exactly what you want. You can say, okay, I need suggestion on how to deliver a lesson on digital privacy. Let's even try that. Let me assume I've not given it these prompts. So I'm just going now. If you want to re-edit your prompt, you just come here and click on edit message. I believe we see that. So I click on edit message. I can go over this prompt again. So I can say, give me ideas on how to teach digital privacy to grade 1 students. So let's try that again. All right, great question. Teaching digital privacy to grade 1 students needs to be fun, simple, and concrete. Now, the first time we prompted it, we gave it what to do. So it will stay within the confine of what we did. And to tell us that we did a great job, no matter how the job was, right? But that's because, as I said, it does not have empathy. It does not think by itself. The reason why it says great is because when they were programming it, they told it to always say great. Not always say great anyway, but to always like encourage its users. Sometimes they say great, sometimes they say got it, sometimes they say brilliant, sometimes it says ChatGPT does that just to give you that kind of feeling that you are interacting with something. So say start with analogy of secrets. Ask them if you have a secret like a house key, do you give it to anyone? So it says what it's saying you should do now is to probably create a scenario to them that they can relate with, right? Then relate personal information, name and house to secret. So things that are secrets, you don't open it to people out there. I think I was with one man recently. He was telling his son, did I not tell you never tell anybody your password? They pleaded with his son to say password. The guy did not say password, and it's just a probably 7-year-old boy. He cannot release his password. Your child shouldn't be giving your password or any password to anybody. Okay, so that's that. Then use treasure chest or box to as a visual for private. Then now let me kick off of this. Now it gave me different ideas. So this way sometime I interact with ChatGPT. It's giving different idea. Then you can go through it and see which one actually echoes what you want to achieve, right? So the first time we asked it to do what we want, but now I want us to play around this one now. So you can also create interaction. I think that was on the slide. I didn't go to that. You can start a conversation with the model. So it said password this I thought I saw password superheroes. Okay, password and superhero shield. Compare password superhero shield. So I wanted to carry me on from there. So I'll say um tell me more about option 6. All right, so let it give me more. Say perfect. Teaching data. So it's giving me the learning objective now, step by step, how to teach it. This one he gave us a hook. Okay, starts with this to so show a superhero picture like Batman, like Superman, and say, ask, does Batman tell anyone where his Bat cave is? Children will just jump up and shout, no, nobody knows where Batman cave is, right? Then we've gotten an idea there. Um, Up of that, let me just, since that sounds very interesting, let me just say, create an image of Batman for me. So I decided I was going to tell us some other things that we can do here. So create an image of Batman. Okay, that might take some time. So I want us to see all the hiccups and everything that could come around when you are working with this. Okay, it didn't take some time. I can't generate copyrighted character of Batman directly, but if you like me make a generic character, so I will just copy these parts um and say make a generic character then. All right, now you could see first and what private information even means. So even the chat box have been programmed not to create direct piracy of information. So if I tell it now to tell me or to give me some information inside a specific book, I think I've tried that before, and off of it told me no, you cannot give me information about the book. You can give me summary. You cannot give me like a direct text from the book. Even if it have access to it, is not going to release that information to me, right? Because that has been programmed in a way that it should keep privacy. So most of these things are governed by government personnel, governing rules around the world. So there are some things that they should not leak out. Let's wait for the image to just show up. What else do we have? Assessment there. We didn't really have an assessment there. So we said other things we said we should do is to create a sorry. All right, so after the hook, we do a demonstration. After that activity, after that discussion, wrap up chant. I think the last time we talked about this song, this teach a short chant. My password is my power. I keep it safe. Only mom and dad can know the place. Something like that. Just keep. I'm waiting for the image to come up actually, so that we can move on. As it's going on, I'm just saying create a short slide, I can copy to, let's say we use presentation AI. Gamma, let's just start with Gamma. I think Gamma is all updated to Gamma app. Okay, so let's wait for it to finish that image. Am I still on the call? Is anybody still on the call? It's been quiet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are here.
Oh, okay. Let me go back.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Joshua, I see you. Good evening. All right, so this is our Batman for our kids. So you can pick this Batman and have a great class. So to download it, all you need to do is just to hover around here and click download. Then it saves directly to your computer. When my WhatsApp finally opens, I'll drop it on the group chat. So that's the Batman image that you can use for your class when you want to teach this. Okay, so now let's wait for the slide. Let's get the slide. So ChatGPT cannot create a colorful slide and all of that for you off the on the go. So what you can do is to either ask it to create a slide, then it gives you a PPT. What I do personally, when it creates a PPT file for me with the text that I need already, that is the progression at which I'm going to go through the slide, I just pick that text and go to Canva, upload it on Canva, then now add the colors I like and the images I like. So as a teacher, especially if you present in your class, you should have some understanding on how to use slides, how to create slides. It does not have to be a perfect design. Okay, I will send a link to Canva for Education, if I don't forget. So you can, there's like a 2 hours lesson on how to use Canva, right? In different ways for slide, for um, infographics, all of that. Okay, so I think I wanted to take this to, I remember I wanted to take this to, let me see what we have in the chat. I wanted to take this to presentation AI and not actually this. So this is a superhero. What is a password? Rules of password. So I'm just going to copy this just to be able to use it on. So this is just a 3 mini deck. Let me copy this and take it all straight to Gamma. Did I open it down? No, let me just open Gamma. So gamma.app. Also open presentation AI because those are the two things that are in the material. Now another hack I can also give us is we should once you've already understood what prompting is and how to prompt, explore different AI tools out there. And when you see the one that works for you, just probably have it behind the back of your mind. Like when I discovered about Gamma AI, I used it till I was out of credit. Any meeting I want to go for, I've created a slide. The slide I showed you earlier, I had to create another account to have access to start creating slide. So another thing to note again is that many of these AI tools now are beginning to reduce the quota for free version and now try to make everyone use paid version. As I told some people today, when you see a tool that help you achieve something better and faster, I think at some point it will be best to pay for it, right? So I'm not saying we should go and start paying for tools now, but I say as the time goes on and maybe there's a tool you're enjoying it. If that's me to start paying for ChatGPT right now, I think at some point I will pay for it, right? Because it makes my work easier, right? It has given me efficiency. So if they come tomorrow and say they're shutting down ChatGPT, no more free version, you should pay. If it's so much, I'll have to work to get the money to be able to pay for it. So that's just my point is if you think something is efficient and is serving you, there's nothing wrong with actually paying for it. And I believe you understand that. So Gamma is should be up by now. Okay, seems like network is not that strong tonight. Okay, why Gamma is still loading. I think I had already opened quiz. So quiz, they've changed their name from quizzes to so this is not, I just opened this account now for this course. So I'm still seeing a lot of query question here. Okay, so this is quizzes. So why those other ones are open? This is quizzes. I'm just trying to create an account with my other email account. They are now playground. So quizzes allows us to create assessment and quiz, both summative, formative, and summative assessment. In the chats, just to keep the engagement on, let someone just write the differences between or a difference between summative and formative. That's summative assessment and formative assessment. I like someone to do that in the chat. All right, so it creates both formative and summative. I feel like saying it, but I'm not going to say it. Let someone say put that in the chat. The network is quite slow. Okay, Cody Kamingo is opened and it was open before this call. The network is draggy. I hope you can still hear me. Hello.
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. I don't know, maybe I should turn off my network and come back because it's quite slow. It's not loading all my pages. That's okay. So presentation AI is opened. Let me see if Gamma is up. Okay. Right, so Gamma is up. This is what I said earlier. This is the slide I did this afternoon. This was the slide I think I did for the onboarding day. Yes, the onboarding class. All right, so I'm going to explain the ways we can prompt Gamma. So if you can still see my screen, the first one here is paste in text, meaning that you can just provide text and paste it in here. So if you remember what we have, what I copied from ChatGPT is a text, which I'm going to actually paste in here. Right? I'm just going to paste that in here and I'm going to get what I need. Well, let me just talk about the other ones before then. We also have generate. So let's say you just want to, you don't want to go through ChatGPT. Now, the reason why sometimes it's ideal to go through ChatGPT is because ChatGPT can help you plan the whole thing out. Then you just take out your plan and bring it to the slide maker, right? But if you don't want to go through ChatGPT, you just want to prompt it from here. It's something you can also do. You can ask it to generate your information on your slide off of. So you just tell it the topic you want. So as I said, it said example slide. So why most of these people always put the example slide is just to help us, number one, understand this slide. Um, I mean, this prompting, this. So this one say provide expertise or guidance on improving organization efficiency and this. Now, this is also not really put into context, but we can also come here and do this. Now that again, look at the top, we have presentation. This is the beauty about Gamma. That's presentation, it has web page. So Gamma can also build you a web page, right? A landing page for maybe, so if you don't know what I mean websites. It can build you a simple interface for a website, right? A simple design for a website. Then you can just do a document. So let's say you just want to create it's just a nice presentation or a nice document. You can use document. You can use socials. I've used this before. So I think if you can find our TikTok channel anywhere, that's Techie Tutors. So sometimes when I want to create slide, I create posts. I think that's what I use my other account for a lot. I will just plan out my posts, create it with social 1:1 ratio. Instagram reels, all those kind of pictures I see you can flow through. We can use that for social. Can you still hear me? Still, my network is unstable. Can you still hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's for presentation, all of that. Let me go back. Then we have imports. So let's say you have maybe a material you've used before in class, a document, and you just want to bring the doc into, you can just upload it directly from your computer, or a link. You can copy the link into this place and you can get that done. So let me use the paste because of the document we have is paste, right? So I'm going to paste that information. So this first part, I don't really need it. So I'm just going to delete that. Where is it? So superhero, I really don't like this, all of that. You can actually ask it to remove it. So there are different ways you can get to slide. You can have it as default as fluid. So in fluid, somehow some of them will be big, some of them will be small. But we say traditional 16:9. So those kind of slide, like the slide I used earlier, just the traditional way slide look like, right? Then we have Tor. So Tor makes it look kind of square-like. It's not square though, it's 4:3. But I also like Tor sometimes, but traditional is always very best when you're presenting on the projector and all of that. It always come out very well. So that what would you like to do? We can generate and turn rough idea large notes. You can put it here and it's just going to, but this is not a large note, right? So I'm just saying you can also tell it to summarize the long text, right? But now I'm going to tell you to preserve this exact text. So let's assume you already like what you have on your information. Let's say the AI to make any changes, right? You can just say preserve this text. So I'm going to continue to prompt, configuring your prompt and all of that. Then the next thing is going to give us is like an interface to choose our design and what we desire to like achieve. I mean, how we like our design to be. So I had a conversation just earlier before this class, and I said the slides that Gamma gives us is always a little bit quite professional, right? I mean, it's not always very childish like, but let's see if we can make it look very interesting. So we don't want it to generate any content. We want it to preserve our content. We said that already. Output is language, is English. Then now visuals, you can pick the kind of design you want. Now they change that look. This is the way it looked like before anyway. So you can pick the type of visuals you want. One of the popular visuals, view more. Let me view more because I do see like hundreds of visuals before. I think they are like cutting down usage again. Um, Another thing is that it has divided my lesson into two cards. So let's assume I do want it to be two cards. Let me try to add another card. So when I say card, I mean different slides. So I want to break the content on each slide to, so activity should be on one slide. Okay, now this is not an information I need. Let's delete that too. Then finally, the rules of password should be on another slide. Let me put that before this. So we have superhero shield was the password and that. So let me not waste time on choosing a slide, but just pick peach or lemon because they look colorful. Then the next thing, AI image source. You can say AI generated image or stock images. So I would use, there's also illustration, there is animated GIF. This is for fun and animated, so let's use that. So we have animated GIF there, so that should be more interesting to view. So not to waste so much time, let us just generate. We have just 3 cards. Now not take a lot of credit. Now I'm taking it very slow, but in a scenario where you have to do this, you can do it in less than 5 minutes and you're out of here. It's not that complicated. Okay, so Nene said formative assessment is given during or at the end of the lesson, while summative is given at the end of the term. So during the term, you can have formative assessment, while summative come at the end. Okay, so that's just different between summative and formative, right? And they have different aim. So you want to like aim to know what they know in the now. So do you get the idea already? I mean, so you want to be sure that when you finish the class or a lecture or 2 weeks into a topic, your students actually understand what you're doing. All right, so this is very fun. I mean, we see what I'm saying. Hello, are we still there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are
Yeah,
seeing
yes,
it.
sir. We can
Yeah,
see it.
I can
All right, so
see.
this kind of, though if you export this as PDF, it's not going to show this animation again. I don't know if you export as PPT, it will still show this animation. If you export as PDF, it's not going to show it again.
I
Right?
think you can export it as PPT.
Yes, you can. But when you saw that PPT, would you still see the animation?
Attention.
I think so. I've not tried it before, sir.
All right. So the idea of this animation is just to make it look fun. I remember the first time I made a slide, and I mean I was going to teach a coding class. As I made the slide finish and I was going, I showed let me call it my supervisor there, and he was like, "Are you a professor?" It's children you want to go and teach you. It's not adults. We are making slide and it's just looking like like so these are same that time. Okay, so I think we might leave this page now, but you already get the point of how we can generate with Gamma AI. So I think one other thing I'll just show you is you can as well just present it like this to your class. I click on present and the whole class gets to experience it. Or I can click on yeah. Okay, this is for full screen. This is all about presentation. Then click on here. I can click here and come to export, right? So if I click on export, it's going to ask me to export it in, it's still generating. I don't know if it will start, it will give me yeah. So you can just download it here as a PDF. You can download it as Google Slide. You can download it as PowerPoint, and you can download it as pictures, right? So let's say you just want to come out as pictures. Now, I said something about flipped classroom, and I think this idea of all these ideas can be put together in the flipped classroom context. So if you remember what I said about flipped classroom in yesterday's lecture, flipped classroom is a situation whereby you give the students materials to go and study. So this can work very well in a secondary school. And I think from those of that registered, there are a lot of secondary school educators here. So you can flip the dice, like you give them the work to take to their house, you give them the material. So how can we give them the material? Just like what we did now, we can generate content with ChatGPT, generate a note based on topic you want to do, put it inside maybe a Google Doc and send them the link. That is one. Another way, you can generate a slide like this and download it as a PDF file so that it does not look boring when they're reading. Send it to them. either give them a link on where you put it. You can put it on a drive. So when I say drive, it's like a storage online, right? So you can store it on a drive and just give them the link that when they get home, they should download it, maybe on a parent device. And if it's a school that you can send to the parents, you can just give them the link to download it and give their child to go through. Now, I basically, once I enter in secondary school, I see that many of them have devices. A lot of my students have my contacts. Some of them contact me. School is not exceptional, so many of them don't now. But so you want to like communicate that with them. Not everybody will have it. So that's why it might not be applicable directly like that in your class. But find your way to make it happen. If it's to print the file, that is going to cost efficient, right? Effective, it's going to cost a lot to print it. But they should take it home, study the material you created for them. I know sometimes we won't do it with our textbook, right? But let's say now textbook is not enough to provide us the information we need. We can use ChatGPT, any other AI tool. The truth is there are a lot of AI tool. I'm only keeping it to ChatGPT because it's one of the most efficient, right? But there are lots of them, lots of them. I think that link I sent you might have seen many of them there. So that is that. This slide is ready. You can download it. I will download the slide and send it to the WhatsApp group so that maybe we can go and teach our children this topic also. I know it as PPT. I will share the link to when I did a short video on creating slides with ChatGPT and Gamma. I'll send that also to the group. Now, because of the way my network is doing, I'm not sure I want to go and so it say exporting. And once it exports, it will download. If it's not download, it'll give you a link to download it. Are we still connected?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You didn't download
Hello.
directly. So I'm going to click here to download it. So it has downloaded now. So I'll share it maybe when it looks like my network has balanced. Okay, I downloaded it 2 times. All right, so that's on that. Let's close that. So the same way we did the whole process here on Gamma is the same way you can do it on Presentation AI. So I did not want to go through Presentation AI's process again. Presentation AI will not allow you to download it. Presentation AI is quite the free version is very, very concise. Like you can't do much on it. That's Presentation AI's X, right? But apart from that, just as we said, we are explorers. You can just ask ChatGPT, give me a list of AI tools for creating slide, and it's going to give you a lot. It will not give you all that exists. The other one that's going to show us, let me just go to Google Slide. I don't have it installed on this, what do they call it? I don't have it installed on this app. I don't want to open my other Chrome account, but I don't have it installed on this app. So let me install it now. If you are using a Chrome, I think this will also help to share this idea. If you're using a Chrome, up here we have what we call extensions. Okay, we have what we call extensions. If I click on this extension, I can see other things I can add to my. So extensions are like additional abilities. Let me use that idea. Additional abilities you can give a tech tool or an app or anything. So I can click on extension and come to manage extension. Now, in the manage extension, there are a lot of tools, tools that you can add to your Google Workspace. The only two tools I have on this account right now is voice control on ChatGPT and Google Doc offline. So sometimes I can work on my Google Doc even though I'm offline, right? But now there's a tool called Brisk, right? There's a tool called Brisk. Let's search for it. No result found. I think I'm supposed to go to. Let me click on search first because I know I don't have it, so I need to search for it. Okay, so I need to go to web store. So if you're using your computer, when I first downloaded on my mobile phone, but it's really not going to work well there, right? Devising a computer, you can just search for Brisk. You may have to open an account with them, but Brisk also is also a tool that you can use to create slides. And what Bricks does is that it works as an extension. Let me just give us a glimpse on my other account so that don't take too much time. I can't go on Google. And so I want to share my other screen. Okay, it's no what to me. Let me share my other Google Chrome. Let me know when you can see my screen. Okay, should have not tried that. Now everywhere is stuck. Is anyone connected on your computer right now? And if you are probably connected with your computer, I believe you should be trying out everything that I've been saying if you've not tried them out already. You can try them out. Another thing I think we should share as an information is that um week 1 is over. I mean, tomorrow is the end of week 1. That's 5 days gone. If you've not caught up with all of the lessons, you should probably maximize the holidays tomorrow. Use it to rest, use it to do some learning. And we have Saturday also, then we have Sunday. One of the ways that you can be sure that you're keeping up is to make sure that you do all of the quizzes. So very few number of us have done the quizzes, especially the quiz of yesterday. I think out of 60 of us in the class, just maybe one person, if I'm not mistaken, did the quiz. Maybe others did. I want to go and check my forms back end, but from the Google Classroom, I only saw one person's submission. But other days, I saw a lot of other submission. Before for yesterday and today. Hello, am I still on the call? Hello.
You're on the
Yes,
call,
sir.
but we stopped hearing
Yes.
you at the point where you were saying yesterday and all of that.
Oh,
Yes, you are.
sorry.
You are on the call.
Okay. My system was stuck. I didn't know that it was stuck, and I was just talking. So what I said yesterday, I said a couple of other things, but I think um I was trying to share another screen, and I think that was I don't know if any screen is showing right now.
Yes.
Yes.
What are you saying, please?
Time saved.
Time save. Okay, yes. So that's the screen I wanted to share. So on this platform, I have bricks collected here. So this
Is it
is
just from my end? Your line is breaking.
mm, is it any better now?
Yes.
Yes, it's better now.
Okay. So I'm trying to click on bricks to come up, but seems stuck. All right, so this is the bricks teaching I was talking about. Let me see if it can open for us to see. So what we can use bricks for is to like you can probably be reading an article right now and your bricks extension pops up and you click on it and tell you to create a slide off of the article you are reading or to create an assessment off of the article. So Bricks was created. I already sent the link to the group just before this call. So you can create an account with them and add it to your extension. So I already tried to show us where extension is. Don't know. Let's show what my stem is doing. I can't. So I tried to show where an extension is. We click on extension, just search on Google Web Store, search for Brisk, BRISK. Then you install it. And when you install it, it's going to show you a lot of processes on how to like get started. So I'm going to try and share the previous screen I was sharing again. So far, if you have any question, please let's ask now before I go on. If you have any question, want me to reiterate something or show something again, let's ask quickly. If there are no questions, I just say there's no questions. So let's go on.
No questions, sir.
Okay. So I've added it to my extension here. Once you get to the platform, you can see some ways to do it. It's not actually difficult to go by, but if you need any help with getting it done, you can always reach out. So let me try and go back to the quiz part of it. So what we did today now, we've created a simple lesson notes on teaching digital privacy. And we took that lesson note to Gamma app or any other context. You can use it for any app, and we used it to like create a slide. Well, now we want to like get a summative assessment or a formative assessment since it's just a very short lesson that we can do. So I'm going to now work with the playground. Yes, this one it has loading since morning. I'm going to work with the Wayground and try to see if I can get them to create an assessment for me. So while that one is still trying to load, let me check Camingo. So Camingo is another one. They also have AI embedded in everything they do right now. And so just before this call, I clicked on a couple of other things just to explore it before I start explaining it. Booklet generator. Let's say you want to generate a booklet, right? You can just come here and put in your prompts. So that's why we keep saying, why I mentioned earlier, or I took us through prompts at the beginning of the class, because that's like the most important part in interacting with your uh, tools. Then we have class snapshots, chunk text. I think I mentioned it on the first meeting. I said when you have a lot of information that you want to pass to the children, you can just tell ChatGPT or any AI to break it down, keeping the essential information but make it shorter. Right? Our chemistry notes does not have to be too long that I cannot write again. I remember in one term I finished the whole higher education on biology notes. I don't think it's normal. So we should probably concise, make our information more concise and direct to the point. Maybe that you can put on manuals and handbook. Then we have snapshots, we have clear directions. All of these are actually AI tools. Everything you're looking at right now, the AI tools you can use to do something for your classroom. So the one you're more familiar with now is maybe the lesson plan, the multi-choice quiz. So question generator. As I said again in the first meeting, before you decide to integrate AI in any area of your activity in the class, you want to ask yourself, what is the end goal? Is it proving to help me achieve my end goal as I want it? Then if it is, then go ahead. But if it's not, if it's just for comfort, which our comfort is important, but I think more important is to see that our students are actually get it. our students are actually being taught the way they should be taught, right? So I think we can still put we should put that due diligence to make sure that we get the best out of it. Still loading, it's taking so much time. This is really dragging me down now. Okay, Khan Academy is opening. So one of that things now about Khan Academy, for I saw there's some math teacher here. One of that things about Khan Academy is that it already have ready-made materials, ready-made curriculum for not only math, but I think one of their greatest strengths is math, right? So you can come to Khan Academy and create a teacher account and even place your students as all of them can sign up as students. So let's imagine you have a class of 10, right? And you come to Khan Academy, you create teacher accounts, and well, it's best your school adopt it anyway, but it's free, and you tell your students to like give them the class code, like I did for Google Classroom now. Give them the class code. All they need to do is just to log into Khan Academy with your class code, and you can now assign lessons to them. Tell them, okay, go through fractions, go through multiplications, go to grid, go to this, and you'll be seeing how everybody's progress is like. On my other Google, I could show you the progress of some kids I teach math, right? You can see their progress, their parts on that. So that's another thing we can use Khan Academy for. But apart from that, now the Akamingo version has added this into it. So we're saying that lesson we created was for grade 1, right? Grade 1, number of question. Let's just do 3. Don't bore them out. Then I'll drop my text here. Okay, I've lost my text. Let me go and get it again. Where is that text? I think it's here. Okay, so this was the text. Okay, so let's see the one that's happened. I really like what I saw on the way it creates it. It even creates it in a way. You see this one that did it? Creates it in a way that you can actually just print it out and can give your kids. All right, so this one generated it. It was way Playgroup that did that. This one just gave us as question. So question. No, the tools you need. These two you need to exercise to be excellent. Be sure to double check the question and answer accuracy. So they're just trying to give us a check. So the questions there are just, what is password used for? Who are the people who can share your password with, and make your own pretend super password using letters, numbers, and a fun word. Right now, this last part right now is the key to making password. I just mentioned there, right? And answer key. That is just the answer key there. All right, so this is a very, very simple idea. Now I can take this again, and instead of using this question generator we did, there was the multi-choice generator we did also. Now, if you don't even want to come all this way, you can do this on ChatGPT also. But the reason why we could do this on, this one has not opened. The reason why we can do this on way Wayground, or rather formerly known as Quiz, I don't know why they rebranded, is to probably get it in a more creative way. So for like Playground right now, or Wayground, we can create it in a way that it will turn it to a game on their platform, right? You can extract the file as a game. I was going to do that on this call and send the link to your students. So I will eventually do that maybe when the network balances. I don't know why it's shaky right now. When network balances, create that thing and send it to us. So let's say we learned today was digital privacy. So I'll create a link on Wayground and share with us. And just so you have the experience of how your students are going to see those quizzes if you make something like that. So you're teaching a class of, even if there are 100 students, right? So that's why this can play in a government school setting. Only that it's not everybody that will have a mobile phone. But I think at this age and time, at least every parent have a mobile phone, right? At least an Android phone. So maybe I might not be very correct. So even if your students cannot use it directly, they can just take the link and give it to their parents, enter the link and answer the question. So don't just make it too much. So let's try the multi-choice question, multi-choice quiz. So this is still in their beta mode, meaning that when I say beta mode, I mean it's not yet fully ready. It's not yet okay. In this case, it says search for what topic of quiz you want to um work on. So let me call it digital. So I'll say provide my own content. Right. So I'm going to provide my own content so that I can give it my own text. Then it said standard or learning objective. So what do you want to be achieved in that lesson? Remember, we got that already on ChatGPT. So I'm just going to go and get that my desired outcome for the lesson. This is it here. I'm going to add that here. Then it said my notes. So I'm going to get the notes. Now I'm using a very simple example so that it does not look too complex. This is the notes. Okay, so use Khan Academy material. I told you they have their own content already. So I'm just going to say the class it's for grade 1. Answer choice. How many should he give us? Let's just give us 4 options. And number of questions. Let's just give us 5 questions. Let me see how it can expand. Then start. So with this, we already see that it's using our own material as ground source. So let's say you already have an existing textbook used in the class or something used in the class. A simple hack is to see how you can convert that textbook to text material, right? I mean to written documents. Then take that document to what would we call it? Take that document to things like this. See, digital private. These people are they're still coming up. Take that document to any AI tool you want to use or AI tools like okay, so from what you see here now, it cannot be printed out, right? You can just copy this and paste it, right? Okay, sorry, I'm very sorry. I just saw that up here now. So this is print here. You can print it out and you can export it as PDF, save to Google Drive, um, save to Google Forms. If you know what save to Google Forms mean right now to me, I've not seen this before. Yeah, if you know what this means to me right now, it means that those quiz that I've been doing, I don't have to, I don't have to go through the process of copying and pasting it from
This is very interesting now.
right. I don't have to copy. All I have to do is just make it a Google form.
Government can be so very, very, very stressful. It's
Yeah.
nice.
If I get it on Google Form right now, I will just send the link to my students and they've done tests for that term or they've done a formative test for that class. So you taught a lesson finish, you use Chat AI to generate your this thing, you take it straight to Google Forms. I'm going to try it anyway, so I just want let me see that. Let me prove it before I start getting excited. Then you print, you can print it directly from here and you can also share it directly from here. So if it's going to take it to Google Form, it's going to ask to connect to my Google account. And I've not seen that prompt yet. So from what I'm seeing, it's even a new feature. That's why they put this their sign in front of it to tell us, hey, we just brought out something new. and it's not giving me any prompts. Well, we should try it in our own. Khan Academy's website is khanacademy.org, right? So we can all try that. WhatsApp has not opened. So I'll drop the link in the chat here. We could
I
definitely
guess
post it on the
the
group.
Google form is still in the testing stage. That's why that's
Yeah.
science. Yeah. So maybe by the time they are through, we can now exploit better.
Because Google Form has actually been an ASU. You can I think it was some kids I was teaching just today or yesterday. I said when I discovered that if I carry all my option and drop it on Google Form or on the Google Form option, it now helps me to like distribute it across the option. Technology is getting smarter every day, right? I was so excited because now I don't have to be copying and pasting it one after the other to get it done. All right, so Kamingo is done here. So we can see our 5 quiz question. What is the password and good options? But nevertheless, just as I said, oversight the information he gives out. Don't just copy and paste. If you see, he didn't write private, he wrote it wrongly. So that just shows that they are coming go, this thing, they're still working on it. It's not fully ready for, I mean, whatever you're doing with it, make sure to go through it again. Even when I did some assessments with Wayplay, with Playway, or what they call it, Wayground. I saw it brought out options and the 4 options were correct. So you want to carefully assess whatever you are getting as a response from the AI tool. Bricks is also up. I think what's going on is actually let's say it's a network or my device is slow. That's why most of these websites are not opening. So Bricks has come up. You can also try Bricks. So things to try. Maybe we can take note of it. Camingo, right? Try out Camingo. Put it in your own context, how you want to use it in your class. Try Bricks. Bricks, I would have loved to show us an example of using Bricks, but it's not within my control right now. These things are not working as they should. Right, I would have loved to give us an example with Bricks. The second slide we use for the second day, for day 2, I use Bricks to generate it. And Bricks does not have too many designs, but it's designed for teaching classrooms. So its slides looks very playful for kids. That's why I recommend Bricks to be used. Then try out we've said Camingo, I've said Bricks, I've said Gamma. If you've not tried the Gamma already, go and try it out. Then Perplexity. So Perplexity is interesting in a way that it's just like, I don't know, in last call I mentioned Notebook LM. I think some people try to check it out. So I mentioned Notebook LM. Perplexity is just like Notebook LM, but in this one you can what's Notebook LM? Notebook LM is a tool from Notebook that is used from Google that allows us to do what do we call these things? Allows us to research, right? So Perplexity, like the thing, I what's the name of the person that said that message again? The link that she sent to me, they actually embedded in it citation. So Perplexity does in a way that when it gives you information, ChatGPT does it too. But in this one, it's more like you're reading through a document. It generated a document for you, but it tells you each line of that document where you got that citation from. So that's Perplexity helps with research, right? So it helps with research. So one thing again, whenever you query a AI prompt, AI box, whatever, and it gives you a response and it gives you the resource, go and check that resource if it actually exists. Because if it exists, sometimes ChatGPT can create something for you because it has many information. It can create answer for you. I mean, ChatGPT is giving us business ideas. That's because it's creative with the information that it has already, right? So check the source if the source exists. And sometimes I tell ChatGPT to give me resources and link. It will give me the resources, but all the link it gives me, either the website has already cut off that link, probably because of spam messages and all those things, or ChatGPT just created the link off of its memory. But I think mostly those websites, they actually cut off those links because they saw that it was coming from unknown sources. So ChatGPT, once it give you a link, confirm it again. You can carry that message it gave you, take it to Google to go and see if it actually exists. Because if it does not exist, it's probably wrong information it's giving you that sounds so true, something like that. So you want to also be careful with that. Oversee whatever you do with ChatGPT. He said it lies actually in citation. Yes, it actually lies in citation. Okay, so I just think we should end here. I've given us some tools to still go around to play around with it. The first day, there was a document together with the lesson where I added a lot of other tools. There's Claude, there is Axe.ai, there is Blue, is it DeepSeek right now? So there are many other tools you can try. As we've said, the first day we said we try to understand what is AI in education. Second day, and that first day we established that it's the problem and solution before you adopt any AI tool. Second day we said AI and all this second day, the AI and learning. I think the third day was AI and flipped classroom. That's method.
I
Then the
think
fourth
instructional. Second day was instructional
design,
something.
the ID,
Method.
AD, right? Second is instructional design. Then
Design.
so
Yeah, yeah.
instructional design, we are designing curriculum for this new term right now. It does not mean you throw away the curriculum that government has provided, but you can use ChatGPT to augment the curriculum. In a sense, I can pick up the curriculum for math now in Lagos and tell it to break it down in a way you can deliver it to your class. But that curriculum should be the end goal, right? So you can pick that curriculum and design with it, or tell it to generate resources. That there's just so much as long to based on, as I said, based on your own expected outcome, right? Then we've done that for instructional design. Then on day 3, we talked about using AI together with Flip Classroom, which we already gave an example now. We can create a content just like we did now, send the content to our students. They work on it at home. When they come to the class, it's now practical. Practical too, you can use AI to plan your practical, right? I was not going to say this like this, but there are some tools online, right, that you can use to make a science class very interesting, right? That you can give them some kind of virtual reality, some kind of imagery just to make the class. So not all class have a computer. I totally understand. But you can also use ChatGPT to come up with ideas. Maybe you're going to, there's one woman I like listening to because I study physics. So I love the way she always explain physics then. She can bring a balloon to the class, put water inside it, burst it. So you can use ChatGPT to get those scenarios that you can bring to explain a topic. So they've gone home to go and read about it, or they've gone home, they have the notes with them. Then they come to class, they're just going to pick up those activities, or you put them in group, tell the activities to give you a project that you use to get them engaged when you come to class. Then what you just do is just to guide them or coach them through that thing. Most of the experiences that I don't forget in my classroom are experiences where I was actively involved, not the one that teacher was talking. I still remember my economics teacher. I said, all those ones, I do not remember what they teach me up to today. The ones I used to remember is when I did um I led the jet club to go and create a carbon fire. What would I call it? We went to go and buy a thing, this car badge that they use, and we created a project and we brought it in front of the school. Everybody were excited. I can never forget that experience because it was hands-on. I felt it like I was in it. You get, so I cannot forget that when you put water inside cupboard, it will bring out a gas. That gas is fuel, and that's what we did, and it happened. That process now, I don't need to chemistry formula. I know it. You get this. I just said I never talked about it in the last 10 years, but I remember it now off of the grid because of it was a hands-on activity. So we can turn our physics class upside down. We can turn our chemistry class upside down. Where is the time? That is why Flip Classroom is there. Go home, study the lesson, come to the class, do activities, enjoy the lesson, be experience it as a student. Not every way it will be applicable, but you can get it to your context. Then today we looked at assessment. So for assessment, go and try Wayground. Wayground is a very good tool. As I said, so these tools will require money at some point. For Wayground now, it gives us only 4 prompts per week. I mean per month. So once you have done I'm saying patient AI. Once you have done like 4 prompts, it's not going to permit you to do anything again. But even if you cannot use the AI tool, you can still use it to create quiz. You can use ChatGPT to create your AI questions, and take it to Playground. That's the quizzes. Get the link that you can share with your students also. Oh, you finally decided to open. Then I've not seen a patient AI like ChatGPT. There's one I saw recently on what the planet looks like. Okay, so you just get the point. It's very interesting to use. If this Playground open, I'll probably show us what I was working on before the network went off. Which other one again? Then so try Playground, try Camingo. Camingo look very, very free. Camingo has been really, really free for a long time, right? And so I don't think that export to Google Form is working. That's why this thing was there. So it's maybe an upcoming feature, but you can try it from your end and see if it works. So this is Camingo I was talking about. That's one, all of that. So Camingo has a lot of materials to offer, which you can also try out. So I think we've covered some things, what they want to the this thing to the 5 already. Let me check what tomorrow is, just to set us up for it. Does anyone have any suggestion, any thoughts, any idea that you want to share with us as we went down? Please, let's make it interactive. Any thoughts, any ideas? I don't know. Some of the things might look narratively new, some of it might not be exactly new to you, but let's even say you've used some of these before. How did you use it? What did you achieve? Just 1 or 2 in the room so that we can learn from you also. And we can learn from your questions too. Please, I'm waiting.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I just wanted to give a quick announcement that while we are going through the materials, we should try as much as possible to participate because the number of person participating is not as high as the number of people we have in class. And it is important for us to say at this point that for us as students, we must take part, just like in our traditional class. For those who have certificate, we will not have fail in our certificate. So what we only do is that those who meet up to maybe at least 70% of the whole activities and the quizzes and all of that will be the people that we have certificates at the end of the program, because we will not be giving out failed certificate. So we want everybody to pass. So in as much as we want that, everybody should try as much as possible to go through the whole material and the whole process. That's for that from my end. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So what he said, let's do that, please. Let's get at least 70% done. Really, it's not really about whether we get it right or wrong. It's really about did we engage with it. So if it's just like we just don't just want to just pass through and just say that we're there and we're not actually there, right? So participating is very important. Anyone else want to say something? Please do. Please do. Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Sorry, I'm taking you back to this. Is it ADI they call it or ADI? I don't even know what to call it. The analysis, design stuff. So,
Okay.
like AI platforms can analyze data on learners' skill and identify area of proficiency and improvement. So, I want to know which tool, like it's sounding abstract, so like which tool exactly are they using to analyze um learner skills? Like I don't know if you get my question.
Yes, I do. I do. So
Okay.
off of my head right now, as I said, there are lots of platforms coming up with this kind of solutions, right? One of the way you can do it, let me just say, one way you can do it is to just probably upload your a sheet, right? Maybe like a Google Sheet of Elena's this thing. That and now that's going to require privacy. And in fact, there's no way you want to get reports for students that you're not going to now take their privacy to AI. So that's why if you read through most of the documents that we shared this within the first few days, we mentioned about the fact that yes, you are sharing the privacy of your student, but you should do it with care. You should trust the tool you are using, right? And um trust the make sure there are no biases and all of that in. So there's no way there will not be biases in an AI this thing because all information are not just all information are not perfect, right? All the data that it's trained on and everything are not perfect data and perfect information. So what we do is one way is to take your Google Sheet of your students, or maybe take each child and ask ChatGPT to you might have given it a prompt at the beginning, then as you're dropping in the children and their score, it can give you reports on them. That is one. Camingo now has it inbuilt. So when you have students registered under you on Camingo and you're giving them assessments and quiz and everything, based on the way they perform and everything, Camingo, I think when I'm teaching my math students using Camingo, if they do a quiz, let's say they do most of the quiz are always 4 questions. They miss the first question, right? It will it will not allow them to go to the next question, but they will have to get it right. But even when they get it right, Kamingo will already store it that the Khan Academy already store it that they did not get the question on the first try. Then to give them a second question, they will go through all the questions. If they don't miss any other question, to give them another question to see probably maybe it was a mistake that they failed the first time. If they get it, it would grade them as 100%. If they don't get it on the first try, it will flag it also, but it will not still let them pass until they get it correctly. Then when they do all of that, from my end, even from the student end, I already see it that this student did not get it on the first try, right? And the AI embedded in Flamingo to allows now begin to it can give me reports based on how the student was getting it. Now, what did the student get correctly? Which parts is he not understanding well? It will give me a report on that. I don't know if you understand. So Camingo has that,
Alright.
right? And I think not I think quizzes also have that embedded in it too.
Alright. Okay, like this can academy. I don't know if other people benefit. Like, is coming go under Khan Academy?
Yes, yes, yes. They call the AI or their AI part of it, they call it Camingo, but they're still known as Khan Academy.
All right. So, like, is it that you register? Like, I'm just trying to get like how it works. So now you said that you have your student under you in Camingo something. Is it that they register using their Gmail or what exactly?
So when you are creating an account, you'd create an account as a teacher, right? If you saw when I was creating the account, I created as a teacher, then you ask me a few questions. Then you can now add two students to your class. Now when you're adding students to your class, Also, even Google has rules and all those things about Gmail accounts. Children are not supposed to have Gmail accounts. They're protected one. So the parents can give them permission to join your class, right? So you have to like get the permission. They might need to get permission for their parents and all of that if the parent are actually using a family account for their children. Then it will be easier if your school adopts Camingo or any other tool like that. Like that Wayground also. Your school can adopt. If it's when I wanted to enter it now, it asked me what school I am. So if your school is not like a registered school under them, you come in as a sole teacher and you will need to get the approval of your students if they're not up to 18 years old to be able to register under you. I think 18 or 16. But if they are up to, they can register directly. If they're not up to, if they have a parent guided account, their parents will do this. What I did for my students was I just used their mother's email. That's what I used to register them as
Okay.
students. That's what I did for me. You understand?
All right. Okay, okay. So that Camingo, is it just for mathematics or all subjects generally? Because I
All
think
subjects generally, but their main scope is maths. I think that was what they became popular for. So where can you see? If I click on explore. All right, can you see it?
uh
You can see maths, you
coming.
can see science, you can see English and arts, you can see social study. I think they even do computer, they do computing. This is computing here. If you want to learn computer skills, you can come here and do it. Life skills, Can for Educators, USA. Now I think it was an Indian company, but they've grown wild, like wild across the nation because of their test prep, they have
Mm,
SAT preparation there, SAT reading. There is a lot you can do with it. So this is not all about AI right now. This is about a tool that can help you in the classroom. So there's physics. I think I've gone through the physics one time, but I don't really like teaching it, right? I don't like teaching physics. But there's physics there for middle school, there's
mm.
chemistry, lots of other topics. You understand, right?
Wait, and it's free. It's all free, right?
Yes, all free. Kamingo is a free platform. You see, they have the donate up here. The completely free platform.
Okay. All
Now,
right.
this
Thank
is
you.
the playground I talked about, but I'm not going to do much. I say I'm not going to. I'm still pressing it. But this is the playground also. It's also as now once in a while these playgrounds, a lot of people come and create quizzes there. So most times when I just come and I want to teach a child fraction now, I will just search for fraction year two, and it will give me the quiz that people have already done before and also added image and everything. Then when I give it to my student, it will come like a game to them, right? And they'll play it. We're still going to talk about gamification, not in this class, not in this AI class, but we've talked about this in the community before. I don't know how many people participated when we did that then. We're still going to do it again, maybe in the beginning of the term, maybe later in the third or fourth week. We'll do math and gamification. So you see a lot of gaming platform you can bring into your teaching math, both online and physically. That's another thing we would go through. So we'll be on a call like this, maybe 2 hours class, and just dig deep on that. Okay. So this AI playground for quizzes, I can just pick a YouTube video and it will give me quiz off of this video. I can get a document, give me quiz off of the document. I can get a website, give me quiz out of the website. That's a link. I can have a worksheet, maybe something I've created before. It will give me a quiz out of it. If you don't have any resource, you can prompt it and it will give you a prompt. And there are a lot of other tools they have, Rubik Planner, Lesson Plan, and all of that. But it's really, really, really far from free. That's my and it's an excellent tool, but it's not entirely free. So that's the AI function. So if you don't want to use the AI function, you can just come and do other things. But as I said, I'm going to create a quiz with it and send the link to us to play around with it on the group. So with that, we call it a day. I hope we've been able to learn one or two things. So what was at stake from the beginning to the end, and many of us, I believe, would try out the things that we learned today. The link is available in case you missed any part, in case you want to go over any parts, please go over it. And that's any word again from anyone before we go off. Take Mr. Hafiz, Ms. Grace, Uzokar, Ms. Olukemi. I think Ms. Olukemi has been very consistent. Ms. Grace too. But I don't think I've seen Ms. Grace work again in a few days now. I mean, yesterday and today. I don't think I've seen yet. Maybe I've not just noticed. Who else? All right, thank you very much, Mr. Hafiz. You're welcome, sir. Miss Francis, like I said, I very comfortably came in. And Mr. Laudi, Mr. Laudi too has been very consistent, I mean, with our meetings. So I look forward to seeing us try out all these things. And while you're trying it out, I think what we should do now, this few days to come, while you're trying out all these tools, take screenshots, send it to the group. Let's even see, let us have some excitement around the things you are creating, right? Let's have some excitement around. When you create your own quiz, send the link to the group. Let all of us try your quiz, right? When you create something, just send it to the group. Let us play around it with you. So that when we get into school this term, we have a lot of exciting things to do with our students and make learning more efficient for our students and make it less hassling for us. So let's call it a night. Good night, everyone. Any other question? Let's communicate.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Good night, sir.
So
Good
much.
night.
Good night. Thank you very much.
Good night.